This is a Rogue Media Network podcast. This is Central Texas Life with Ann Harder.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Central Texas Life. Ann Harder here with you. And this is a show I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And that is to tell you a little bit about workforce solutions for the heart of Texas. And we have with us here today Jose Palacios, who is Manager of Business and Industry Initiatives. That's a big title. I want to be sure I got that right. For Workforce Solutions of the Heart of Texas, and Russ Foster, who serves as the board chairman for the Heart of Texas Workforce Development Board. And this is an organization that is so very important in Central Texas for the workers and the employers who are here. And I have had the tremendous joy over many, many years to get to MC your annual awards luncheon. Well, COVID happened, and we have not done this in 5 years till just a few weeks ago. And it was just a joy to be able to get that going again. And I really want the folks to hear what you do and hear about the great businesses that are partnering with you guys in getting that right workforce in place. So let's start with Jose. So tell me a little bit about numbers. No, I'm not going to do that. We were joking earlier about he's the numbers guy, but I don't know that people in general understand the scope of what you do there at Workforce Solutions.
You know, we keep it very simple. I tell everyone that would ask me that question is that our first goal is to help everybody who walks through the doors and, gain employment or maintain their employment. That's the number one goal. And from there, we expand to the other services that may assist them. That could be anything from helping them with a resume, helping them do mock interviews, helping them with child care assistance to make sure that their children are taken care of while they're at work or at school. Also, sending them back to school. We can also assist individuals going back to school up to 2 years. We help individuals with their high school diploma, getting their GED, their equivalency. So all these things are all wrapped into one to help them with that first goal when they walk in the door.
So is this a state-run agency or is it a private group? Where did you come from?
Okay. So we are state-funded. State-funded. We're Workforce Solutions for the Heart of Texas is one of 28 board areas. There's 28 all over across the state of Texas. And so we're number 13 here in the heart of Texas.
Okay.
And so we are funded state and federal funds. That's how we operate to provide all our services.
So where are you located?
We're located at 1416 South New Road, Waco, Texas.
Okay, it's a wonderful facility.
Yes.
Kind of right across the street, really, from the WISD Stadium.
That's correct.
And the VA hospital. And you've been there a while.
We've been there. It's over 20 years. I know. It's almost 25 years, I believe. They're close to that. And that's our big urban center. Then we have 3 other centers, one in Marlin, one in Hillsboro, and one in Teague.
Okay, very good. So Russ, I want to talk to you now about the board. What brought you to the board, first of all?
Well, basically my boss twisted my arm. We had been involved with the board for a long time. I was telling you earlier, my boss at the time, Ted Taveras, had been board chair, had 2 terms, I think? 2 terms. And he and his wife decided they were going to relocate to Puerto Rico.
Oh, really?
And for a while, they allowed him to. This was before COVID, so having somebody, Teams in or Zoom in was not common.
I was going to say that was pretty innovative.
And they were willing to do that for him because he
was good.
He was good. He was a very charismatic guy. He believed in getting things done, and he worked very well with the Workforce Solutions Center. So after his term, he was back in the States to visit. He said, "Russ, you should go over there." So I went and talked to Anthony, and he twisted my arm a little bit more. And so
Anthony Billings.
Anthony Billings, the executive director over there. And just the involvement that I'd had, we used to go to the Awards of Excellence with Ted. He would bring several of us over. And kind of like you, I got to see all the great things that were happening. Our area is McLennan County and every adjacent county. So you got to see businesses from places that you just don't go all the time.
Right.
And meet people from other parts of the country. And some of the elected officials I knew, and I saw a lot of other people I knew, but I got to meet lots of other people. And so it was an exciting opportunity for me when he suggested that I go over there. And so that was, I think, 2017 when I got on the board.
Okay, so you've been with them a while
I've been
now
there a
on the
while.
board.
Then some more arm twisting, and I became the chair-elect for a term, and then this is my second term as chair.
Okay, good.
And it's exciting. We get to see all of the work that Jose and Eunice and under the direction of Anthony, all the different things that they do over there, and it's so impressive, and it's really almost an A to Z experience for people that are looking for jobs. I mean, they'll teach them how to tie a tie.
Yeah.
They'll find them clothes for interviews.
Really?
The training is amazing, and then the data. It's a very data-driven organization. So they do surveys, find out what industries do we need to target for our services, for our help, and they find others that didn't make the survey, but have a desperate need, and so then programs and effort is put into making sure that those employers have lots and lots of opportunities to find good employees, and vice versa. Job fairs. This is the king of job fairs. Right
Okay,
here.
yeah.
So I'll let him talk about
yeah.
that.
So how many job fairs do you usually have, Jose?
We probably do 14, 15 a year.
Really?
Job fairs. Now, those are large job fairs with multiple employers. And then we have small individual hiring events, and those are numerous. We probably could get into the 70s, 80s with those individual hiring events for companies. That's a company that comes to our center and interviews people at our center. So we do a recruiting event for them.
You mentioned your business. Go ahead and tell. What is the business that you are in?
Oh, well,
Russ?
the company I work for is called Resource Pro Compliance. For many years, it was called Insurance Licensing Services of America. And then we were bought out by Resource Pro, which is an international company. And basically what we do is compliance for the insurance industry. We help people get licensed and stay out of trouble with the states. Because it's very easy to get into trouble with the states in any industry that's regulated. So, in fact, we have our own issues with the state occasionally since we get funding from them. Sometimes they want to come up with legislation that's not terribly favorable to what we do or to what the industries that we're trying to help. So, but it's in Groesbeck. Been there 25 years, and one of the reasons for being on the board is there's a makeup to the board. You have to have so many private industry people. You have to have some people from larger corporations, from education, from all over the place. So I think we've got 26 people on the board right now, 27.
26.
That's a big board.
But we have lots of room. We've got many openings, right?
Yes, we can go up to 32.
Yeah, so
okay.
we're still looking for people. If you got something, you've got some extra time, man. We get some people on the board.
Join the board. So you are looking, though. I wondered, as you're putting together a job fair, I guess you're kind of like the Chamber of Commerce. You're going out and finding businesses that you can be helpful to as well.
That is correct. So we have a dedicated business team that basically deals with connecting employers to talent, the right talent. They are specifically assigned industries, so they're all industry focused. They get to learn what the industry is requiring, if someone's in the manufacturing industry and somebody needs a machinist, you need to know tolerance, you need to know all the measurements, so that can have the same language and understanding. So when we go to the talent side, we can make sure that we're sending the right candidates. So this dedicated business team is the one that is in charge of going out now, reaching all the employers, talking to them, finding out their needs, and then they also invite them to the events that we have, like the job fairs. And from all the activities that they do within our nature of our business, which includes internships for students, externships for teachers, all these other things.
Yeah, that's an area people don't often think about, the externship where educators can learn more about what's out there.
True.
Yeah.
It's very valuable too. We've hosted teacher externs for a number of years now.
Yes.
And the very first one we did, we actually got a teacher from our area. You get them from all over the region. So they may come from all the way from Bosque County or Hill County over to little bitty Groesbeck. But the first year that we had 3 teachers, and one of them was a local teacher, and I kind of set them up. We had a bunch of job applications. We were still doing paper applications at the time. And so one of the things we did was set them in a room, and we gave them a bunch of the job applications that we had rejected, and we let them go through them. And she came to me after, when they took a break, she came to me and said, "I'm so sorry. We failed you."
I can't find a single.
Yeah, they couldn't find a single good application in there.
Oh my!
But it was eye opening for them, and really,
Yeah.
for us especially, and this may have happened in other areas as well. They actually set up an advisory board at our independent school district in Groesbeck for businesses, and so we meet quarterly
Good, yeah.
with them, and they show us the initiatives they're doing. The grant that Eunice helped them get for a welding machine. Or welding station there in Groesbeck, the different vocational things that they do that were kind of driven from that experience from that teacher so many years ago now.
Yeah, I was happy to meet the new WISD superintendent, incoming superintendent, because I know Waco ISD has got a vibrant training area, Guama, and these different things that the students can take courses and learn if there's something maybe aside from going to a 4-year college that they might want to get training for and do, and we need that.
Absolutely, and having those opportunities both for the students that, not everybody wants to go to college.
No,
some people
or
don't
should.
Some don't want to go to high school, but
Well, yeah, that's
but
another
by
problem.
going and having those vocational programs for them, a lot of it, like where I live in Groesbeck, a lot of it is agricultural focused,
Yeah.
but not all of it. We've got a nursing vocational area there, and then there's a culinary area there too, which has opened up a restaurant that is there in Groesbeck.
Really?
It's a coffee shop,
Uh-huh.
and they're open in the mornings. You can go by, get coffee and baked goods, and that's run by the students, and it's a great program.
That is
And,
awesome.
so there's tons of great things that come out of that, and with the trades we've got a number of members of the board who are representatives from the trades, and so they've got programs where right out of high school, having gotten some kind of certification while they went to school, they go to work, sometimes funded by the people that they're going to work for, and make great money, have no student debt, and they're thriving, and they're doing things that we need done.
Well, that's the thing. We've got, the baby boomers are retiring, and there has been this dearth of people trained to fix things and do stuff. It's important to have, doctors and lawyers and all that, obviously, but the economy's not going to run without people that can fix stuff.
Absolutely, and it affects everybody, but
Yeah.
it's all the infrastructure we don't think about much. Riding up in the
No,
elevator.
that's true. Yeah, exactly.
This is the first time I've been in this awesome building.
Oh, isn't this
And-
fun?
And
Yeah.
riding up in the elevator, I was hoping they had a really good maintenance guy. So
Well, you know what crosses my mind? This building was built in what,
1911.
1911.
I was looking at
And in the basement, it's like, I got to take a tour. It's like a museum down there because it's 3 levels down. I mean,
my
this building is solid, went through the tornado and all that, but there's an anvil down there. Every modern office building needs an anvil, but there's an anvil down there because think about it. When this thing was built, they were riding up in horse and carriage, tying it up, and walking in and getting on an elevator and going up 21 floors. Don't you know their heads were exploding?
oh my goodness.
What was that like for that individual? But yeah, on the other hand, it's like, and we had this one tall building in Waco that we get to come up in. But anyway, I want to talk to you, Jose, about numbers. I do want to get into some. When I think about the numbers of people that you help, I mean, don't you have to feel so rewarded at knowing the impact you're having on lives and families?
And we do. We just had a job fair last week. Oh, no, this week, Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
We had close to 600 individuals attend this job fair. We had 50-something employers attend. And so that's just one job fair where we're impacting that many people and that many employers. Our fall one, was in September, 800 individuals attended that job fair, and 65 employers were there. So, we see the numbers, we see the impact that we're having on the community, and with those, I mentioned earlier, all the job fairs that we do, we know that we see a lot of people. And those are just the ones that come to our job fairs. We also have all the people that come to our workforce centers in all 4 centers that we have across the 6 counties that we serve. And that's just a phenomenal number to know that we're helping that many people. And we just had our impact report. Should have brought a copy so I could tell you some of the numbers that are in there exactly. Mm-hmm. So and that's why we call it an impact report, because that's what we're actually doing, is impacting the communities that we serve.
Well, back to the awards luncheon. It's always so fun because there's different categories. Obviously, the first one is the outstanding youth participant, which I always think is so awesome. And often that individual's not there because they're either at school or working. And so I'm like, yay, that's what we want. But we want to recognize an individual whose initiative is setting them on the path to success. And in some cases, it's maybe somebody who's laid off. And I think, what was the quote that they used, that they wanted to move from a job to a career? And so that's what you're helping do.
Exactly. That young man, I think it's Nam Martinez, he went through one of the programs Russ was talking about, which is our apprenticeship program with our trades. That's just right out of high school. He came to the apprenticeship program, to the multi-core curriculum, which basically teaches them about all the trades, and they get to choose which one fits them best. And he chose the plumbers and pipe fitters, and that's what he's doing right now, as an apprenticeship program, which in the next 5 years, he could get close to a 6-figure income, with, like Russ said, with no debt from college. So it's
we're
amazing.
Always going to need plumbers. I mean, we always need them. For sure. But some of the other honorees, the Employer of Excellence, and in this case it was LHOIST, spelled LHOIST, North America. What is this company? What is LHOIST?
So they're from Bosque County, and so they actually mine lime and other
it's a mining company.
Yes. So they mine this for different uses in construction. And I was reading a little bit about them when we did the nomination, finding out more about the company. And it's amazing all the different uses that you have for the products that they mine for in Bosque County. But
interesting.
It's a great company.
Well, and there are so many international companies. I know here in the Waco area, there are German companies and Dutch and French and you name it. They're coming to the United States, which is pretty awesome. I think one of them is here's the one I mispronounced. Knauf. Knauf. And what is Knauf?
They produce fiberglass insulation.
Really?
Yes, and they're a German company, and they have another facility in Shelbyville, Indiana.
Okay.
But they have a facility in McGregor, which is brand new, just opened up this past August, after the building from scratch, ground up, and they do a fantastic job. They have distribution worldwide for their insulation, fiberglass insulation. So it's a great company too.
Have there been any surprises to you? I mean, have you, and you worked with this board a long time in this work, but has there been something you go, that is so cool? I mean, that sort of a compelling story.
Many, many times over the years. You put me on the spot. I have to try to think of a really interesting one now. I guess really the big surprise for me is just the variety.
Yeah.
So, near, in Limestone County, there's a couple places that mine for limestone, rock, and gravel. So somebody that does mining isn't surprising to me. But having a huge German company come to Waco or near Waco and open up operations, and then the next person that comes up on the stage is doing something completely different. We've had some of the folks who have won over the years, Foster Farms. We've had people that do food. We've had people that do construction materials. I mean, every aspect of industry, we've recognized those folks. And I guess this shouldn't be surprising, but having been around the block for a few times and worked for a lot of different people through the years, places win for Employer of Excellence because of the way they treat their people,
Yeah.
by and large. And so when you look at what they do, and then you realize that their people were the ones who got them that award, because they love what they do, they love the people that they do it for. That's pretty inspiring, and it's stuff that I desperately would not want to do that job. So, if you can inspire that in your employees, you earn that award.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That is something that's kind of remarkable about this whole process. But how are businesses and individuals nominated through Workforce Solutions?
So the criteria for the nominations for the companies is based on their impact on the economic system locally here and regionally, and of course across the state of Texas. We kind of go with the Texas Workers Commission on their criteria as well. That's one, and then also the impact they have on their community, and then the growth opportunities that they have within their company for their employees. So kind of touching on what Russ said, how they treat the culture of the company with their employees, how that grows into the community, what do they do with the company, how do they contribute to the community's growth, and of course the economic development side of it as well. So that's the criteria for the individual companies in order for them to be nominated. And then we have outside individuals who rate the nominations based on that criteria, and so they get the points, and then whoever has the best rating is the winner. On the side of the individuals, theirs is also on how much they were invested in actually progressing from where they are, from where they came in when they first came to us, and then how they've progressed to make that contribution to the economy as well. So everything's based on growth for the community, for the individual, for the company, and for our region.
Yeah, and let's not forget childcare. Every time there's a wonderful childcare facility that is recognized for what they're doing with the precious children of these employees. I mean, that's probably the biggest concern of a working parent is, how's my child being cared for?
And that, also, it begins, most people don't realize, I didn't know until I came to the workforce, how important the first 5 years of a child's life are as far as the learning aspects, and that can really affect them down the road as they grow into their teenage years, and of course when we need them in the workforce. It all has connection. It's all connected, and so that's why it's important for us to recognize the child care development centers that actually take care of our children as they're getting those first learning habits, all the dependability, the discipline, everything else that they need to learn for the future.
Yeah, and when they come up on stage, I mean, you can tell these are usually ladies. You can tell they love, they're my children, they're my little ones, and it's very sweet. And again, the whole exercise for me and being a part of the awards banquet is just so rewarding to see what's happening. How can someone get in touch with you? I mean, how do you find you guys for help?
Okay, we have a website. It's Workforce Solutions, Workforce Solutions for the Heart of Texas, but it's actually HOT Workforce Solutions. The HOT is for Heart of Texas. That's if someone went to our website, that's how you can get access to all of our services, everything from the child care services to the employment services to the services for the businesses to the job fairs that we have. We have workshops, again, like I said earlier, for resumes, filling out applications, mock interviews, everything else that you could possibly find out, and it's all on the website there. They can connect with us. There's emails on there. There's phone numbers on there. That's the easiest way to do it. And then from there, of course, they can also visit us at one of the physical locations, one being here in McLennan County, Hill County, Falls County, and of course, actually it's Fairfield. Freestone. Freestone County and Teague.
Yeah, so it's a big area that you cover. Well, it is awesome, and again, I'm so impressed with what you do, and I've been looking forward to the chance to get this message out about Workforce Solutions and what you all are doing here in Central Texas and beyond. When you mentioned your board, I mean, how can somebody get in touch with you if they're like, I got a business, I'd like to learn more about the work of the workforce?
Probably the best person to go through would be Anthony.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and is his contact information on the website?
The main contact, so we have there's a main contact for our I think Anastasia's probably on. Anastasia Reyes is the administrative assistant for Anthony, so she should be on the website. And of course, we have a solutions at. Anybody can contact us with the solutions at. that email, it's solutions@hotworkers.com, and that email is routed to whoever it goes to. So if it's addressing the board, it'll go to Anthony. If it's addressing the business team, it'll go to them. So that's how it's kind of distributed.
Yeah. Well, you have an awesome team of folks working with you there. It's just a great work you're doing. I can't thank you enough, Russ and Jose, for spending some time with us here to let folks know about what's available, that there is help if you're needing a job, if you're needing a great employee. It's just right there waiting for you. So thank you both so much. Thank you for being with us for Central Texas Life. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Central Texas Life with Ann Harder is part of the Rogue Media family. Be sure to check out our other shows at roguemedianetwork.com. Please rate this show 5 stars on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Join us again soon for more Central Texas Life with Ann Harder. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.